Hey there, welcome to the Podcast Forecast, your guide to the current podcast climate and hottest trends. Whether you're an entrepreneur looking for an additional stream of revenue or a creator wanting to expand your platform, I'm here to help you weather that storm and produce a podcast that raises the temp on your success. Hey, I'm Podcast Nate, and I took my first podcast from launch to the top 3% globally in the first 90 days, and I'm here to coach you through the same rain or shine. Let's check the forecast. Welcome back to the Podcast Forecast. We are here with a friend of mine and a fellow producer and podcast enthusiast, Brooke Robichaud.
I think this has probably been the biggest struggle of my whole entrepreneur career, is really trying to find balance in all areas. I'm also a mom of three, so trying to handle that and my recovery and my business, and everything feels the most important. If I don't work, there's a lot of opportunities that my family misses out on. You know what I mean? One of those might be groceries one day, right. My husband had metal in his eye and he had to take a week off work. And so my income supplemented that. So we were able to pay rent, we don't know what's going to happen. I have to work, but then I have to find time for my kids, and I really need to have to find time for my recovery. Otherwise I have none of this.
Right.
So trying to prioritize that stuff has been exhausting. I'm getting to a place where I absolutely see the light at the end of the tunnel and what my path forward is. And what I'm finding is you have to charge enough so that you can afford help.
Plus out, where's the help?
Or have it be the only thing on your plate and have absolutely nothing else in your life. So charge enough so you can afford help, or automate your system so that you don't have to be one-on-one with people all the time, and you can actually scale and grow your business. Like you could have a podcast episode talking about a course that you've launched, or you don't have to actually be there to help someone walk through that process. They can just a la carte, whatever they need, get it and go.
One orders the tasting menu, the other one a la carte, always.
So that you can scale and grow your business without diminishing your life and your own branding and your own business and your family, your sanity. Or charge enough that you can have a team under you working with you. I think I really want to get to the point with the team. I'm working more towards automation, getting website templates put together, getting social media graphics and podcast graphics and all that kind of stuff put together for sober coaches and authors and podcasters are the people I usually work with. Now that I've worked with so many people, I've got a really good idea of what their needs are, and I'm able to put that stuff together. But if you're in that messy middle part where everything's just overwhelming and chaotic, you are so normal. I feel like we all go through it. It's a rite of passage. And it's like hitting a rock bottom. You need that struggle in order to change. Because if everything's going okay, you're not going to make the change, right?
That's true. Gosh. And Brooke, your talents are limitless. So the Sober Biz Collective, we're actually getting ready to have a chat about updating my website and some new creative ideas. So do you find that your client base is more design and website heavy, or is it production, or is it a good mix of both?
So most of the time I'm doing design work. I have one client right now that we've built his entire business together. I helped him put together his programming for his online treatment programming. I have helped a couple of treatment centers get their stuff online and make sure that people can book a call with them and get registered and just kind of automate their whole system and update their website so it's way more user friendly and that kind of stuff. Sometimes I'm a glorified IT person and I'm just helping someone change a photo.
Right.
A lot of my work comes of just I need a poster design for this, or I need a graphic design for a group, or I need you to take all this content and make a little welcome packet for my clients. That kind of stuff I get a lot of. And then my bigger clients, the bread and butter, is all the web design stuff.
Got it. I love that. Well, you mentioned one thing I wrote down I wanted to talk about with the Transformation podcast and getting 4 episodes up. And I think a challenge that new podcasters face is getting over that sort of 5, 6, 7 episode hump.
Over the hump.
Finding your routine and maybe automating some of the things. Do you have any tips or tricks to kind of get past that hump and settle into your production routine?
Yeah, so I find that the only time I've really struggled with this is when I'm doing it alone and I have no accountability. And my stuff is always the bottom of the list of priorities when it comes to my work, right? Because I'm not making money when I put out a podcast necessarily. And so for me, I need accountability. I've just started working with a mentor that I check in with every 2 weeks. I kind of work on my goals and stuff. Outside accountability is so huge for my brain. I have ADHD. If it ain't going to give me dopamine, I don't want to do it. And if it's not urgent, if it's not like urgent, then it's just not important, right? So I have to create that urgency by having someone I can check in with or having someone that's relying on me. I find that that's like a big, like, I don't want to let people down. And so I use that character defect of people pleasing to my advantage and kind of hack the system so that I can get some stuff done. But for what I do, like I've put out podcasts for Sober Biz Babe. I've transformed so much spiritually. Like I've gone through so many different things and brought lots of different things to that show. But I love doing interview podcasts. Like that's what my favorite part is. And I only know that because I've messed this up and I've tried it and I've gotten messy and I've done lots of different things that I didn't like doing. Right.
Yeah.
But through that, I learned, okay, I really like doing interview podcasts, and it gives me that connection. It gives me a date that I have to show up to do a recording.
Yes.
So I have accountability, and then that person is expecting it to be launched and they want to know when it's coming out. So then I have like a reason to get it out. Right. I find it like wildly hard to do solo episodes and actually
that is so true. And I'm seeing that dichotomy right now with, you know, the Sobriety Diaries is 100 episodes, all interview shows. And now I'm finding the same thing where it's like, I need to sit down and record this episode by myself. There's nobody else showing up to it. There's nobody else holding me accountable to post it. It's definitely harder. Brooke, are there any current podcasting trends or things that you're seeing in the industry with some of your personal favorite shows or anything out there you want to share?
Yeah, I actually recently got to be a voice on a podcast. I got hired and I actually got paid. It was really exciting.
Interesting.
It's called, Fucking Sober 90 Days, the first 90 days. And so they go through a journey of like the first 90 days and they do it like you're like with sound effects, like you're almost listening to a radio play about someone's journey in recovery. And I thought that was so fun and so neat. And then they hire people in the recovery space to like voice characters and like do all this kind of stuff. And I just thought that was wildly creative and fun and exciting and something I definitely think I'd want to try. I like to try a lot of things. Sometimes I don't stick to them. But
some stick, some no. What's it called again?
Fucking Sober First 90 Days.
Oh my God. I'm running to Apple Podcasts.
So that one's really good. I have used to listen to a lot of business podcasts and I used to listen to like Jenna Kutcher is one of my favorites. I really love how she set up her lifestyle and I want to learn from her. And I want to I want to build that fancy house and be a phenomenal mom and take care of my body and do the ice baths every day. And like, okay, so this is my North Star. And now I get to see it visually and hear how she's running her business and how she's running her life. And so I love that aspect of it. But recently I've gotten really into just like gossipy web or podcasts, like the Vile Files and like the Sheena Shea podcast. I'm so obsessed with Vanderpump Rules.
Oh my God. It's probably my next addiction that I need to address.
That show has gotten me through so much. And just as like Lala was getting sober, I think I just got sober or something. And then they're starting to show the program more on the episodes as well. And so that it was really cool, like how that all happened. And like when me and my husband got together, the show started soon after that. And we've been watching it the whole time together. Like that's our like guilty pleasure kind of like date night thing. So,
I think it's super powerful when addiction is addressed on reality TV more so than scripted shows or movies.
100%.
Yeah.
And it made it okay that's what I was going through because like Lala was such a badass.
Yeah.
And so cool. And she didn't stop being fun and she didn't stop having friends and she didn't like, ruin her life. Things kept getting better for her. It was nice to see that like demonstrated by a young person, especially right at the time. I think I was 29 when I sobered up. So it was fairly young. Like I would hope anyone could not, not wait that long if you don't have to, but
Brooke, where can people find the Sober Biz Collective or you personally online if they are inspired today or want to work together in the future?
Definitely. You can go to www.soberbizco.com. I have a business Instagram at soberbizco, and I prefer people to just follow me at sober wife style.
Sober wife style. That's where we originally connected.
That is the one content I keep consistent at. I've definitely overwhelmed myself with my business accounts and everything, but if you want to see exactly what's going on in my life, follow me at Sober Lifestyle, or hear me make fun of my husband or whatever.
Right. And I'll link everything in today's show notes. Brooke Robichaud, always a pleasure. I love chatting with you. Let's talk soon, my friend.
Definitely.